The disrespect in the past for the Las Vegas Raiders has been real, and with the latest NFL, or excuse me, ESPN power rankings, yeah, it just continues for the Las Vegas Raiders. So today we're going to go over kind of our general reaction for the Raiders and the power rankings recently released by ESPN, and again, it's a doozy. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, so you'll see here, this was written about 4 days ago, so I apologize for the late notice on this thing. So just to give you guys just a very, very brief rundown, you'll see here the Chiefs are ranked number 1. Yeah, you get it. The 49ers at 2, yada, yada, yada. Makes sense. The Ravens, yeah, that makes sense at 3. The Lions, I think, are a little bit high. I would probably put them more in the 5-6 range because I think that the Eagles are a better overall team, even though, yes, the Lions did get better in the secondary, which is definitely something they needed to work on. Even though they did just give Jared Goff a lot of money for no specific reason. The Eagles there makes sense. The Texans are going to be tough. Dolphins are a little high for my liking. I would say more in the 10 to 11 range. The Bills also same thing, like 10 to 12, because again, they're relying on a lot of things to be able to replace Stephon Diggs that I don't know that it's necessarily going to be able to replace Stephon Diggs. Bengals should be higher here. Packers makes sense. Cowboys have taken a fall. Yes, absolutely. I mean, really not doing anything in free agency. They had an okay draft, so it is what it is there. The Browns, when the season's all said and done, I think that the Browns could be ranked lower than the Raiders. I definitely think that because the Deshaun Watson trade hasn't worked out. Joe Flacco did some things for him last year, but it hasn't been good there in Cleveland. The Jaguars, kind of middle of the pack-ish, maybe a little bit better than that. It's really going to be on Trevor Lawrence's shoulders. The Rams, yeah, they lost Aaron Donald, and they got some really good draft picks last year, like Kobe Turner and all those guys that really showed out for him. So the Rams could actually be a little bit plucky. That'll be interesting to see. The Steelers, really, at 15. That's what we're going with. Like, the most important position on their roster is the biggest question mark. That's what you're going to say. So, okay, it is what it is. Russell Wilson's coming in to start. Justin Fields is going to be, competing and all that. And then they got the Bears at 16. I understand that the Bears went out and got Caleb Williams in the first round, in the first overall pick and all that. He hasn't even played it down yet, and everybody's already hailing the Bears. I understand they've got weapons. I understand that they've got an okay defense. Their run defense was pretty good last year. I think it was number 1, if I'm not mistaken. But other than that, man, wow. The Bears are already 16. Really? That's what we're going with. Then you got the Jets here, middle of the pack. Honestly, I think that they should be ranked a little bit higher here. Definitely above the Bears. No question in my mind there. The Colts. The Colts are going to be fun with Anthony Richardson. That's just what I'm going to say. With him coming back, things are going to be very, very interesting. The Bucs, they made the playoffs last year. Baker Mayfield's a lot of fun, and they got weapons, and they still got that defense. And I think they've won the division for the last, 4 out of 6 years or something. Falcons. I honestly thought they'd be ranked a little bit higher according to ESPN, but at 20 here, Kirk Cousins, and also drafting Michael Penix Jr., the Falcons might be pretty interesting. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Seahawks makes sense. Chargers, okay. The Vikings, I mean, yeah, that makes sense for the Vikings, especially after Kirk Cousins and all that stuff. The Saints, and then come our Raiders. You're going to sit here and tell me that the Raiders, who had a top 10 defense during the last month of the regular season, and were on the cusp of making the playoffs, are ranked behind the Saints and the Vikings right now. And again, I'm a Vikings and Raiders fan. I think the Raiders should be above the Vikings here and definitely be above the Chargers because you get rid of Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, and you replace them with who? Glad McConkey's going to be a stud, but hasn't even played it down yet. Really. And then also the Titans, yeah, I guess that makes sense. The Titans definitely need to be down there. Commanders, yes. Giants, yes. Cardinals, yes. Patriots, yes. Broncos, and Panthers. So, overall, you're going to sit here and tell me that the Raiders are the 25th best ranked team in the NFL? Really? No, they should be at least 22 where the Chargers are, and maybe even as high as the Seahawks and the Falcons. Because, again, we have said it from the very, very beginning. You have a top 10 defense. You have an offensive line that is beefed up. You have an offensive coordinator that understands how to run the football and make things happen with the weapons that he has. You have a head coach that the team is behind and was started out 3-5 and was on the verge of making the playoffs with a rookie quarterback that was drafted in the first round in Aiden O'Connell. Oh, yeah, and Aiden O'Connell, I think he's going to take a huge step in year 2. So the disrespect, man. Just with the Raiders, I just don't even know what to say at this point because it's just y'all are the haters are gonna see. They're gonna see. Mark my words. But overall, let us know what you guys think about the Raiders being ranked recently by ESPN after the draft. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and we'll see you on the next video.